Welcome back to Flying Sparks Garage. In this episode, we get wrap in the mail and we get to learn a lot through suffering, perseverance, and if you enjoy that kind of thing, you're gonna like this episode. Glad you're here. Look, this was never like this.
Oh.
I did that.
Yeah, that means I'm gonna be like, where are those bolts? She's gonna be like, I don't know. Toolbox is clean though.
Toolbox is clean. Aaron told me to clean the toolbox off because he wants me to try my hand at wrapping.
Yeah, we've got the mirrors on the car and the main part is black, which we like, we're gonna leave that, but there's a little sleeve on the bottom that's still silver. So I think that would be a really good place to start because if we mess it up, you know, it's just not using much vinyl. So I think what she'll do is get that cleaned up really good, prep it, make sure it looks the way she wants, and then we'll put a seam at the back. So basically just wrap it around. She'll get used with the heat gun and all the little tools and stuff. There are some things that she's like naturally going to be better at, and that's one of them I can tell because I'm a hammer guy, you know. I just
like wrapping Christmas presents.
Yeah, or folding clothes. I try, but it doesn't work out. Yeah. So we got this little nick on the door that she just can't keep her eyes on.
It's right on the body line.
From 100 feet away, I'm sure she could see it, and it's like the size of my thumbnail. But I'm going to fix that, get that going, and then, you know, we got to do a lot of work trying to line that bumper up and make things fit. If we have to reshape the fenders, I want to make a real good effort to line it up before we actually start adding fiberglass. So work on that today, and then, you know, a lot of the car is just not sanded yet. We got it down to 320, but we need to make it smoother than that so we don't see the sanding scratches. But yeah, it's Friday. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. It was a fantastic day with the family. We had a lot of fun. And then we bailed out, went home, went to bed because we got to work today. We have stuff to do. We leave in 10, 12 days. And I just noticed our new tires are on the front porch. So yes, that's a big piece of the puzzle. Let's get to work, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk more work.
That's right.
Less words, more work. What did you say the other day that was funny?
Less words, more work.
Less words, more work. Maybe we should put that on a shirt. To say that the shop dog is restless because of the slew of miniature lions would be an understatement. He cannot sit in his junky little nap chair very long. He has to go pace the grounds. I too have a sense of nervousness about trying this. It's really funny. Aaron is the researcher of us, and he's watched, I don't know, probably 47 videos of anytime the church bells come on, it just makes me happy. Anyway, he's watched all the videos of how to wrap things, and then he just kind of mentions tips to me. And then he throws me over here to actually like try and make something happen. So we'll see what happens.
Mentions tips. The tips was do your research and get it done. I did my research.
Oh.
And I'm gonna go get something else done.
Burn. Here I am, learning as I go with y'all. Turn the camera on. Sometimes I research. Like taking those door panels off. I didn't want to break something. Yeah, sometimes I do research, but most times I'm just out here doing what he tells me to do. Not researching. Oh well. I'm going to rub it down with a little bit of denatured alcohol to get any impurities, oils, junk off. This mirror is fairly clean. The other one has some kind of like, looks like a tape line mark from when they painted it, and it needs to be wet sanded. This one has a couple of scuffs, but it's not bad. Oh, wow. Looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna go cut some wrap. Should be all right. My measurements were poor. I thought I needed about 10 inches around. I can do 2 seams. This backing is a really thick, heavy plastic. Gives it kind of some beef when you're moving it around, but it's pretty thin when you have it off. And it smells really good. I think it does. This is the top of the mirror, how we see it. That's where I want to start. But that's not how you're supposed to be using your heat gun, Emily. I know. I mean, I know, but I don't know. It's just a mix of emotions. Even just the slightest amount of heat, it was like suctioning it, like shrinking it, heat shrinking it to the mirror. Cannot get those out. I know there's a tool for this. That little bitty nick shows up super bad right there. And I hate that. That is so challenging. Stuff's so pliable. Maybe it's because I have so much excess. It's playing hard to get. I know I'm probably wasting this piece, but I'm using it to learn, so. I would thoroughly enjoy seeing your technique doing this, because you probably would just like lay it on beautifully. And...
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think heat's not a bad idea to get it where it'll...
Heat just made it... Heat is why it's like crinkled up right there.
It's probably too much heat.
I did it on one, not for that long.
So that's an imperfection?
Yeah, that's a nick on the mirror. And it is like right on the underside, so I wasn't going to mess with it.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
But I do hate it. And obviously this piece is pretty jacked now. So you can already tell how that had heat on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it like started to heat shrink kind of vibe to the mirror. But then it got all these wrinkles in it right here because it was shrinking to it. So I just stopped the heat because I'm like, oh, I am not ready for that. Like, how do you do the curvature without it getting wrinkly? I know I'm dealing with a surface that it not only gets smaller, but it's curving and it's like a tight, like not what a flat piece of sticker wants to do. So heat does make sense, but when you heat it, do you have to pull it?
Yeah, you can stretch it.
Well, I guess maybe I can try that again. Should I start with a new fresh piece? I sliced it so that it could open up because it was like...
That's stretched quite a bit.
Yeah, that is so interesting. Yeah, see, it was stretching some on there.
All that sand coming out of there's a pain.
See?
Okay, I'll heat this area.
It's like a really weird piece to wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It gets fatter, and where is all this coming from? These nasty things?
I don't know. If it were this big, we just heat it and lay it there and then cut the seams.
That's kind of how I started, it was kind of over this part of the mirror. But then when I started trying to suction it to where I wanted it to be, it started wrinkling kind of crazy. Well, it does make me feel better to see you struggle with it. It is very... I think this might be one of the hardest parts of a wrap, maybe, is the small pieces like this. Yeah, taking the protective plastic off the top and adding heat gives it much more pliability. Is that what people did in videos? You start with taking the protective?
I don't remember ever seeing the protective top.
Yeah, that's what needed to happen. That protective layer needed to come off.
And
then when you add heat, it can be stretchier. That stuff was not letting me stretch it. And then that can all be pulled off, but then you can see your body line as to where to trim it. And you trim it closest to here so that you can have that to curl under. Okay. So that was most of my problem, was that protective layer. Keeping my heat from penetrating enough to make that be stretchy.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff gets real mushing. That's the way to do it. Hey, tip that's hot. Don't put your hand on it.
Also, it's nice to have a piece bigger than what you need. That way you have room for area to pull, because you really don't want to be pulling with your fingertips on the area that you want to be sticky later.
Right.
That's not ideal.
Yeah.
Even if your fingertips are decently clean.
Yeah, they warned against like having a bubble and like pushing too hard on it without releasing the pressure, because it'll bend over and then you'll get a glue line. So
Makes
you'll want to lift it and kind of stretch.
So I need to restart all this.
Yeah.
It is so crazy how this shape is. Let me try my hand at trimming first before I. Will you bring me the little tool that goes underneath here?
Yeah.
I just want to play with getting that trimmed, and that's gonna look good. Like right here.
Hey, look.
Thanks, my love. Wow.
We got all the tools.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool.
It's the best way to learn. Get in there and start doing it.
Get in there and start messing stuff up. Not my favorite thing to do. I wish it would have gone on perfectly the first time. But I guess if I had watched some videos, I probably would have seen take the top layer off.
Well, I didn't know about the top layer.
And then I probably would have also seen that wrapping the tiny stuff like that is hardest. Do I want to finish this now, or should we wait till we have our hand at flat surfaces and really get used to making it pliable?
I don't know. I mean, there will probably be clippings from doing the bigger pieces that we can use for the smaller pieces.
Yeah.
So we're not wasting stuff. But now you know.
That was rather stressful. Because I don't like doing things wrong, and that felt like I was getting it wrong. But that is one way you learn. One way you learn, you can, well, you watched a bunch of videos and you didn't know about the protective layers. Okay. Well, maybe y'all learned something there with me, along with me. Or maybe you were like feverishly typing at me while watching the video, being like, Emily, what are you doing? Take the protective layer off. There's probably other things I'm doing wrong. But that's why I like reading comments, is I can see the constructive criticism that folks provide. And then we learn from it. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
This is a really pretty color.
Yeah.
Should I get to sanding? Okay, we have just finished wiping this hood down with denatured alcohol. We got the edges, the underside of the hood, where we're gonna wrap the bottom of the wrap. So it's really looking like it's time to cut a chunk off of that beautiful green stuff and bring it over here. We're gonna work together to lay it over.
Yeah,
we're gonna take all the sticky out from under. Or like all the, expose all the sticky.
I think I was thinking get the middle stuck down and kind of hold it up and just kind of work it.
Okay, and then pull the heavy plastic off as we go.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, because that's going to be coming from one of the edges. Yeah, we can pull it off as long as there's two people holding it up, I think.
Like one person hold it up and then another person go with the squeegee and like...
Well, we'll see. This is going to be an experiment.
It's going to be a little stressful, but...
The way we're cutting our stuff is, this hood is 59 inches across, and it's like 54 long. So, and our roll is a little more than 59, almost 60. I guess it would be 60, it's 5 feet. So we're going to cut the least off of our roll as we can, which means we're going to go this way with it. So
I can see like
dust.
Yeah, it looks like smudgy, not smudgy, but like I see. But
well, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, we do. Do we have any of that adhesion spray? Do we want to?
We don't
We're
have
not
any.
using any of that stuff.
Based on the test panels I've done, we do not need that stuff.
Yeah,
That
that stuff
junk is sticky.
sticks. Well, let's just get to it.
Yeah.
Let's either start with success or start with failure, one way or another.
That's it.
Yeah, that's really nice having it on that roll like that.
We'll double check our measurement.
Hanging roll.
Okay, about right there.
Okay. So how do you want to cut this?
It's not going to be
it?
straight, yeah.
Okay.
This needs to get about right here.
The top protective layer of plastic is pretty hard to cut through. I actually did watch some videos this morning on doing wraps, and it is really remarkable how with the heat gun, this stuff is like so forgiving. Like whenever I was doing the mirror and I was seeing all the creases in it, you can really help that like with the heat. So that's really exciting. Is that on your corner there?
You can come this way a little bit. That's close, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That's gonna require some stretching, right? To reach, to like go around my corner and curve under.
Yeah.
Dude, this looks so pretty. When I see the light on it, it's just like sexy. What's our game plan?
So let's get this plastic junk off because we know it causes problems last time.
Okay.
I think that's protective.
Now, are you sure though with the squeegee going on it? That's kind of nerve-wracking. But then when we do the heat, I don't know. Like I think about the squeegee straight onto that wrap surface. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I know those squeegees have that felt surface on them.
So I guess I'm gonna start pulling this.
So then I'll come on that side and. Oh my god. Okay. And send that under. We got the heat here. We got. Me to keep pulling it. More.
Yeah, you could probably go to your side and
Yes.
pull it from there.
Are you gonna need me here to?
No, I'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll just get your side rolled down to where it's like right here.
You mean the underbelly?
Yeah.
So make my sticky available. Okay. I guess y'all can see where our sticky starts and ends. Pretty wild.
Come on down.
Oh, do we want to start keep it even coming down? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay.
Okay.
And it isn't a situation of like if it sticks once you're screwed. Like you can
No.
pull it back up.
Oops. Try to eyeball your corner.
Like maybe pull it tight and we can keep it from sticking. Hopefully we stretch it some here.
Around my edge.
Okay.
Let's start squeaking.
Okay. Yeah. You wanna
Yep.
hand me one? Oh my gosh, this is crazy, dude. You gave me the big one. Oh my goodness. This is so exciting.
Man, that stuff gets stuck on there.
Yeah, do we start squeegeeing it or do we kind of... Woo!
See, we got all these bubbles here. We gotta go from the center out.
Oh yeah,
Push
look at
some
that.
bubbles out.
I started on this corner. It's so interesting because I feel like she kind of like, it wants to lay down right, but sometimes you see like ripples in it. Makes you want to push harder.
That's when it creases it.
Yeah. So you feel like pull the heavy plastic up and then put heat on it to get it out.
Yeah, probably.
Got it on low heat. Now try with the Squeegee?
Yeah, I guess
Do you want to do this part? This the heavy plastic it's like got a ripple in it that I don't know if it's gonna be happy. Okay. Sorry, I don't want the cord to hit, so it's gonna be silly. Maybe pull it up some.
Maybe pull it up some.
I'm ready for heat over here. This is such a process, y'all. Heat is really incredible on this stuff. Making it form to the car is pretty exciting. This is quite a process. Well, y'all, this is coming along. It is quite an intense process, and I mean, I'm sure it's because it's our first time doing it, but I sort of have what's seeming to work all right for me process. Aaron sort of got frustrated and, what would you say, Aaron? Just like, I'm gonna step away for a little bit kind of vibe.
I need some sleep so I can think better the next day.
Yeah, it's getting later in the day. So I have been putting heat on it here and there. I have Aaron come over with the heat gun every now and then, but mostly what I'm doing is I'm not using one of the squeegees, because what I've struggled with is when there's ripples in it, I can't feel it with the squeegee. So it goes over the ripple, and then it's harder to fix after that. But if I do it with my fingers and the palm of my hand, then I can feel if there's a ripple, and then I can even it out. So I've been like pulling little sections and straightening it. I'll pull it tight and then smooth it down. And we're super critical of the final look of, like, when we look across the hood, because we really like the look of glassy paint. Like, whenever we polish something, we like seeing all the imperfections gone. And that's just not how it looks when we look across the hood. Plus we have these LEDs, overhead LEDs, and they just tell you everything. So this has been quite a process already. And I would say it's pretty fun and satisfying. I just have to personally get over the fact that the final product isn't like super duper smooth and sexy. When you look across, you can just kind of see stuff. And I may be scratching it with my fingertips. I don't know. All I know is I'm doing my best. That's all I can do with what I know. It's a new day.
It's a new day. It's a Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to Sunday, babe. Fresh coffee and lots of opportunity.
Yeah, so this didn't turn out so great. There is something called a glue line. So anytime you press a bubble and it turns into a crease, you're going to get a glue line. Also, if the vinyl sets and you pick it back up, it can also create a glue line. It's basically just the adhesion that it binds up in a certain area and it creates a blemish. This stuff it secures so well to the car that even a piece of dirt is going to show up through the wrap. So you're going to see all those imperfections. So we got about a quarter way through it yesterday, and I went, nope. Something in me said, I'm about to kick something. So I stopped and went and laid in my hammock and thought about it. And Emily persevered and just like forced this stuff in. So two things were happening. Either we have bad vinyl or we just don't have enough knowledge or enough experience yet. And not ready to give up on the vinyl, so we watched a bunch of videos last night. And one thing we did wrong is we pressed it in before we uncovered the entire piece of vinyl. So you're supposed to be able to pull it like a sheet, like it's on a bed, and get most of the imperfections out, and then slowly start to squeegee it. So we're gonna try that on the back. Also, we had it pretty warm in here. I think I had the temp set at 80 because I was thinking, hey, that's cool. It makes it pliable. It also makes the glue stickier. So we're gonna bump the temp down to 70. We're gonna try the rear deck lid. Basically, I was laying in bed this morning thinking about it, and I was like, man, I don't want to go mess with this stuff again. And so I had to go through an inventory. I had to make a list, and the list basically said, okay, either the vinyl's bad, we're just not good at it, something like that. And I was getting aggravated because I know I can lay paint on this car and make it perfect. But I told Emily, I said, hey, look, we're going to have a good day because the point for us is we're in the video business. We're not in making perfect cars to send out to customers. So we're going to go back, and if we go through that entire roll over there and spend money on it just so that we can learn a new technique, we're going to do that. And Amazon can send us more vinyl if we just run out, or if we feel like we need to switch to a different product, something that's easier to lay down. We're just going to have fun because this is a learning process. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody expects perfect out of us. It's just we expect perfect out of us. So that's it. We're going to drink a coffee, then get up, cut a piece, what am I saying? We're going to cut a sheet off that, go back there, and try it the way that the experts do, which is lay it all out, make sure there's no dirt, and then just slowly push it in and see what happens. If that doesn't work out, well, we'll try something else. Anything to say?
Well, I mean, we learned a lot laying this down last night. It was really hard to do. It ended up like how the curvature of the hood and trying to get it to lay down without wrinkles and stuff. And then when you finally get it down, we had all this texture underneath there. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, we sanded this hood down to 1,000 grit. It was so glassy smooth. So I'm like, I know it's not the texture of the hood. I really felt like it wasn't. So then that's when we went back home last night and we watched videos and learned about glue lines and how when you stretch it and pull it and heat it and stick it and unstick it and stick it and unstick it, that creates these, it's like, almost looks like worms under the paint. I mean, under the sticker. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really frustrating to work so hard laying something down and then have it look that way. And really, it's these LED lights. Like, I'm sure it would look pretty outside, like just to the naked eye. But when I look at it, I see all the texture and imperfection, and I'm like, that is not cool. So we're gonna leave the hood wrapped for now. Go keep learning on the car. We may end up rewrapping the hood with what we know, but it's so interesting because like when you're learning as you go, I mean, you can watch videos, but you really don't. Until you try it, the videos don't make sense. Like when we were watching the videos last night and learning about like watching guys that got texture underneath there and talking about how the glue sticks and then when you unstick it and stick it, it creates that. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But until you try it, it doesn't really click. Like, so it's just a learning process. And I think that's one of the reasons why y'all like us is because we're honest about our learning and about our mistakes. And we're not afraid to redo stuff. Just like when we built the transmission and Aaron, got it all together and then took it all apart 5 times. And it's like, it makes people feel like they can do it too because they can if they just persist. So,
yeah, and hopefully can do it better having seen like the real mistakes. Because I watched a bunch of videos and everything went down perfect. And I was like, oh, that's easy. Just going to do it. And when it didn't start going perfectly, I wanted to be frustrated with myself. But the truth is, I think you guys will benefit more if we just put a video out that like actually shows this is difficult and these are the reasons.
It's hard.
Why. Yeah,
it's hard.
Reasons why.
And it didn't want to lay down super smooth, like even if we had taken all the lining off the bottom and exposed all the sticky. Like it's hard. It's not.
Yeah, I think part of it's our product because this stuff, even if you don't press on it, it sticks really hard and you got to pull really hard on it. And when you do that, you stretch the vinyl, you compromise it, you get glue spots on it. So I do think part of it's the type of vinyl we chose. But we'll find out today when we actually try the technique that everybody else was using.
I'm excited to do that.
Yeah.
It'll be different. Like a lot of people were doing it on hoods and fenders. It'll be different with that window that's higher.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't get it tacked down on all four corners. Right. So that'll be interesting. But we'll do the 2 back corners of the deck lid and then work our way that direction.
Yeah.
I'm ready to try again.
Yeah, me too.
Yay.
Get some coffee in me and here we go. There's so much static on it. I'm wondering if I can get one starting point here.
And then just start working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stay on the corner, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe we can pull down simultaneously and get it kind of. That'll work out probably, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to pull this loose once that corner's tapped down.
So like pull down.
Yeah, just where you think most of the wrinkles are at. Yep. The window is fighting me big time.
Mm-hmm.
Still managed to get some trash in it. We did the best we could. I don't know what we can do about that.
Yeah. I mean, there are way less like worm marks, like the glue lines.
Yeah. Like here, we got a bunch of trash.
But yeah, I don't know how we get away from that. Like,
I don't either. We've kept it as clean as we possibly can. One rainstorm and it'll look like brand new. Just don't even wash it. Just be like, oh, it's just dirty Corvette.
Yeah. I'm working on trimming the edge here, and I'm using this tool here to push it down along the window rubber and try and stick it. There's just a lot of overspray on this window rubber from the last paint job that we should have like gone in there and cleaned off. I honestly didn't even realize it was there until I tried to get down to the nitty gritty of that rubber, so. It will. It's looking good though. Almost done on this side. Now we had a little hickey area over here that we were not stoked on.
Go and tell them what happened. I cut the freaking wrap and I exposed the paint underneath it.
When he was trimming around the window, he went a little too deep. And so we cut a piece and had it, you know, like in there. And then when I'm going to do this section, I was trying to stick along the underside of the window. Well, I've been talking about how this flimsy little knife is not the best. And I messed it up again. Like I messed this area up again.
The exact same area.
Now I'm trying to stuff 2 layers of wrap because there's, you know, like we had to add a little section there to cover.
See that line there?
Yeah.
That's our touch-up paint.
Yeah. And so.
If we finish the whole car and we're just bored and want to do some more work, we'll replace this whole thing after we have more experience. But it turned out pretty good. It's got rid of a lot of the glue lines. We still have a few because, well, we're learning. But all in all, it's 1,000 times better than the hood.
Yeah, it is.
And we were fighting this window that kept holding the vinyl up and putting it in the bind. Yeah. Digging it?
It looks good, babe.
While she was doing that, I did a test run on this. Now, you see a lot of junk in there. Don't worry about that. That was just like a scrap piece that was laying on the car. But what I wanted to know is if I apply heat, would it go down in these crevices well? And it did. We have a bit of an issue because when you cut this line, this is further out than this. So that would need to be stretched, but we have a vent for it. So I think that's all going to work out okay. And I feel like it's going to stretch around most of the bumper and the fenders. I do think we're going to need inlays right here. We're going to need to lay vinyl in to this edge because there's no way it's going to stretch all the way in there. So we'll have to do our inlays, just have a line here. But
that's what our tape stuff. Like if we lay the wire tape or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Like lay a piece of tape there and then.
It'll cut
is
a
that
perfect
right?
line, yeah. That's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
I just can't believe what this looks like on camera versus what it looks like in person. It is not bright green.
I know. Why is that?
I don't know.
I hope when we take pictures of it and when the public takes pictures of it, they're not like, look, a John Deere green Corvette.
Well, I can promise you.
It's like a deep, sexy green, but on camera it looks more vibrant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks a little more like that over there. When you get a light right on it, bam.
So green.
Hey, there might be some haters.
Oh well.
Comment.
Green like money.
That's right. Yeah, looks good enough. We're going to pop this hatch and then wrap these corners. Then I think we're done with the deck lid if we can live with it. We'll see. I need keys. Where's the keys?
Heat gun?
Yeah, we're going to need it. But we should wrap our console in it too so we can be like Rice or Cool.
Oh yeah, parts of our dash.
Yeah.
Yeah. The center of the steering wheel.
Oh, that's definitely it. Hey, see what happens.
Well, we learned a lot these past couple of days in the shop working with this wrap. We're really excited to hear from you guys on this. Have you ever done wraps? You might be a professional, you might be a novice like us that's tried, wraps in your shop. Give us constructive criticism, help us out. We're gonna keep on progress. Like we said today, Sunday. It's about what, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, about 2 o'clock. Yeah, this laid down pretty good. Like it looks pretty good. We've got some glue lines over here in the corner, and then I messed up with the razor blade and cut it a little too short. But I'm happy with it. So I'm back in the mode of, all right, cool, we can make this look decent. We did get some more trash in there, so I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I think it's just floaties that are floating around. I think next time we'll turn the HVAC system off. Maybe that'll cut down on that some a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and order more wrap because I'm starting to get stressed out, if we have enough or not. And I don't wanna be like that. I just wanna have plenty in the bank so that we can rip it off if we don't like it and redo it. So we're good. Yeah.
Plus, the other day you mentioned to Mom.
Oh yeah, I think we should wrap the little MG because when she was going to high school, she was driving a British Racing Green MG Midget. And this color is similar to that.
She freaked out. She was so excited. She was like, you mean we could wrap Dandy? So, I told Aaron earlier when he was like, I think I might just order more so that we have it. I was like, just order another batch, full batch, and that way we have plenty to wrap Dandy. So,
yep.
Now, once we finish this car, we might be like, we are never wrapping a car again. But Dandy is a totally different machine because
it's imperfect. So.
Yeah, she's rough around the edges and won't be quite as strict as
No.
we want to, like, this nice Corvette. And Mom is going to be happy with her being green. She's
Oh,
happy
yeah.
with her freaking rocker panels almost falling off, and
Oh yeah,
she doesn't care.
she's good.
So I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, you won't see Emily a lot tomorrow. She's going to work some, I guess. But I'm going to fix a lot of the stuff on the fenders where we had to reshape it. So I'll be in here plugging away, getting stuff done, creating more dust to create more. We're not going to think about that right now. Anyway, it's Sunday. We're going to go watch some football, cook a pot of chili. We'll see you Monday.
See y'all soon.